Another great game already in the books. Florida survives thanks to an incredible catch by Michael Robertson, and they move on to the College World Series finals. Wake Forest has a similar chance to do that this evening, but it's going to be a real hard, tall task against guys like Dylan Cruz and LSU.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series. This Wake Forest team likes to have a lot of fun. All these teams do when it comes to their home run celebration. LSU's got a boombox in their dugout. For Wake Forest, when they tried to figure out something for this year, they wanted something a little more long-lasting. So they came up with photographs. Home run celebration.
That's one to right. Swing and a drive.
The Polaroids, so this year we couldn't have on-field props, obviously, so we had to kind of find up something else to do. And Chris Katz was like, why don't we just take pictures of everyone, and you can put them up in your lockers and stuff. And so that's a pretty good idea. So every time you come in, you do a little, like, whatever you want to do, and they take a picture of you, and it's just something to have and something to remember in the rest of your life.
Say cheese, boys.
Cheese.
This is what they do, and it's not just for a home run. Take it, give it to you guys when we're done. It's not just for a home run, they do it for all the wins as well. So there's 54 of them, they hang them up in the locker room. It's been a pretty fun tradition when you go back and you look at all of them hanging up in each of their own lockers.
54-10 Wake Forest, LSU 50-16. And the Tigers in their 71st game of the College World Series. All right, this is the batting order tonight. It's brought to you by Capital One, and Brock Wilkin has been in the middle of everything for this Wake Forest team, who, by the way, has scored 6 runs in 2 games and has a batting average of 193. So last night, Ackenhausen was a huge surprise in the length that he went. Not that he could pitch. And now, Javen Coleman. How did they land on Javen Coleman? Jay Johnson said, last night, I'm sitting there in the room and I got a text. And it's from Javen Coleman. And he says, I know we're kind of thinking about who to pitch. I am your guy.
I like it.
And that was enough for Jay to say, yes, you are.
Yeah, Jay said, I don't think the spotlight's going to be too much for him. He's 16 months off of Tommy John. So for Javen Coleman, I think to expect an outing the distance of Ackenhausen's probably not realistic. This year so far, he's got 7 appearances. He's thrown 12 2/3 innings. Fair amount of walks in that time frame. I think that's the one thing to watch. Fastball low 90s. The breaking ball is good. Still just hasn't been out there a whole lot this year.
They'll face Tommy Hawk, Lucas Costello, and Nick Kurtz here in the top of the first.
1-1.
The first pitch misses. It'll be a fastball. You won't see the radar gun light up at 99-100, but it plays a little faster, likes to live up in the zone.
Outside.
This is down, 2 balls, no strikes.
One of the reasons it plays a little faster is he hides the ball well, not only with his body, but with his delivery, especially against right-handed hitters.
First strike of the night. So last night we saw Thompson and Dugas short and second flip all the time when a lefty came up. And Johnson will not do it with this guy Hawk, because he will go the other way more often than most. And he fouls that back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Left field playing a lot closer to the line, especially with 2 strikes.
It's a great start after falling behind 2-0. Coleman gets Hawk for strikeout number 1.
Okay. 2 fastballs out of the zone, came back and pumped the rest in, and he's going to be fastball heavy over the course of the season. And obviously the sample set is not significant. Just 12 2/3, well, not 13 innings on the year, but he's about 85% fastball. When he gets it going, like Rav said, it's that fastball at the top of the zone.
I think that's exactly what Hawk was telling the guys coming up, is it has some ride. Now Costello inside, ball 1. Florida Gators going to the Men's College World Series final. The SEC has had a team in the finals 14 of the last 15, and they've won 8. 1-0 to Costello, and this ball is popped up. Shortstop ranging back. Thompson now under it, and he's there to make the play. Last couple of nights, the wind has been blowing hard in at around 20 miles an hour. It's not doing that tonight. It's actually blowing a little more from left field to right field. It's still coming in. It's not 20 miles an hour, though.
No, it's 10.
What's your source? You texting Cantori again, or are we doing that again? No.
Oh, just went straight to the app.
One app, one tap.
Old school Nick Kurtz, the first baseman, 360. And a fastball poured in there for a strike. 24 homers, 10 doubles, 69 runs batted in. A sophomore out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 0 for 5 so far in the College World Series.
Outside.
Took something off of that, didn't miss by much. We're 1-1. Billy Van Raphorst is the man calling balls and strikes tonight. And the center fielder Cruz is really shallow. Oof. That's how it plays up right there. 92, and it was by a good fastball hitter in Kurtz.
Yeah, Cruz shallow and also more towards the left field side. So there's a big gap in right center field.
So the grunt got you 2 more miles. We were up to 94. Belief is what Coleman goes through the order maybe one time if he's successful.
I think that'd be great. Yeah, if he's rolling maybe a little bit further, but if you could figure out a way to get somewhere between 9 to 12 outs, that's a very good day for LSU.
Outside.
The last time he pitched was in Hoover against Texas A&M.
Johnson, and it just hasn't been easy as to who to call on to start these games, but they have answered the call. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Break out.
Just missed. Nibbling, and a couple of close ones go for balls, and the first base runner tonight with a walk is Nick Kurtz. Well, here comes the Thunder in this lineup. Brock Wilken, 31 home runs, tied for the Division I lead. He was involved in the big plays the other night in that comeback with that throw to home. Bounced at Bennett Lee, caught and snapped the tag on the would-be runner to tie it. Dangerous hitter here. Two for 6 with a homer, 2 RBIs. Junior from Florida who has grown up physically and emotionally in his time at Wake.
For Coleman coming in, it was 12 walks and 12 2/3. It was the first thing that kind of jumped out to you. There's a fair amount of swing and miss, but short amount of innings this year. He has put a lot of guys on first base.
2 balls, no strikes. The next pitch. Oh, 3 balls, no strikes, and that's 6 straight balls from Javen Coleman. Justin Johnson is on deck. 76 runs batted in. Could easily see a green light for this guy 3-0 if he gets one to hit, but he won't, and it's ball 4. 7 straight balls, and now Justin Johnson with 2 men on steps to the plate.
This ballpark could fit in well for Coleman. He has to trust his stuff. What is it? 70% of the time the ball's put in play, it's in the air. A lot different when you play here, even with the 10-mile-per-hour wind.
Blake Money is the guy that's already up in the bullpen, and this is an all-hands-on-deck game. And a lot of people are talking about if they win tonight, do you see Paul Skeens tomorrow night?
Yes.
That's the answer. If they're up late, do you see Paul Skeens tonight?
Didn't sound like it. No, because I think, especially, I mean, given what Skeens is staring at in the draft in a few weeks, if you use him, I don't care if he throws a pitch to him, you're not using him tomorrow.
All right, so Johnson, after that conversation, calm the nerves of Javen Coleman. Top of the first inning, Wake threatening. And for Justin Johnson, it's been a slow start to this College World Series, 0 for 7 with a couple of strikeouts. Letter high fastball at 89. Get ahead. Redshirt junior out of New Jersey. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Set the defense behind Coleman for you. Tommy White is your third baseman. Jordan Thompson's at short, made 14 errors this year. Gavin Dugas 4 errors. Trey Morgan's at first. He's been great. Gilbert is in right field, no errors, 9 assists. Dylan Cruz in center, Josh Pearson in left, and Milazzo behind the dish. That's a good one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm Johnson right now. I'm sitting number 1.
That's what he got.
So far, Coleman has not shown the ability to throw that breaking pitch for a strike, and it's been just the fastball after fastball the entire time. Get on top of it, give him the bottom half of the plate, bottom half of the zone, and just look middle up.
Kurtz at second, Wilkin at first. The 1-2. And that one is also fouled into the seats.
I don't see it great. You can see already the reaction to the fastballs, and I think he's thrown, I think every pitch but 2 so far have been a fastball. 2 breaking balls, and like you said, Eddie, neither one of them really made you jump up and down, but the fastball clearly has a little more get up than the velocity would say.
Will he stick with it? 1-2. Yes, and he missed.
Oh, he did have that secondary pitch. This is the moment to throw it, but he hasn't shown it. Can't afford to go 3-2 here.
And this one deep to center field. That sends Cruz back, and then he stops. And he's under it to make the play. Javen Coleman. Little bit of trouble. Wiggles out of it. Leaves 2. Cruz, who made the final out there, will come up first when we come back. Come on inside. What should be a special night. Coleman got through it with 2 on, and now you can breathe a little sigh of relief and see if that offense can help give LSU an early lead. Cruz home run last night, when you talk to LSU folks, really settled things down, because he is the straw that stirs the whole thing. As we look at our batting order, it's brought to you by Capital One. Cruz and White, who's zeroing in on 100 RBIs. Eduardo talked about Trey Morgan at the top. He's been terrific. And there is some noise down there at the bottom as well. It's hard to create noise, though, against this guy, Seth Keener.
Yeah, these keep coming. It's amazing the amount of arms that Wake Forest has. For Keener, you're going to see mid-90s fastball, a really good slider, and it just feels like next man up for Wake. Like, go throw a dart, and you're going to pitch now. Keener has been on a starter role, on a reliever role, kind of split throughout the course of the season, and they don't need him to go out there and go 7 or 8. And I think if Seth Keener gets him through the lineup twice, Sullivan, Massey waiting, and about 4 or 5 others, we'll see how long Keener can go tonight.
And what's different with this at-bat with Dylan Cruz compared to all the other at-bats that he's had early in games is there's no shadows here. There's cloud cover. Outfield continues to play very deep.
Swings at the first one, and a high chopper. He's got good speed, but a nice throw by Merrick Houston. 1 pitch, 1 out. Chris.
I talked to Corey Muscara, pitching coach for Wake Forest, about what he needs out of Keener, and he said, I need him to see him dancing, because when he's loose and he's not overthinking it, that's when he gets in the zone. He goes, actually, here's what I need him to be: a dancing, fire-breathing dragon.
Okay.
Because that's when he's at his best.
Very specific.
Perfect night to dance. You want to know why?
Tell us.
Country night here at the ballpark.
I saw that. Here's Tommy White. That's a fastball right down the middle.
Okay, I have a little issue there with Cruz swinging at the first pitch, because Coleman threw 25 pitches in that top half. They were out there for quite some time, and Cruz is more of a middle up type hitter. That pitch was down in the zone. It's exactly what Wake wanted. Hit it on the ground.
Keener is absolutely right now pitching at a record pace as he got Cruz on one pitch and then White on 3.
Now we're doing the two-step early right now for Seth Keener because that's mid-90s fastball, and hey, I got one of these. Swing and miss on the slider, about 50% this year for Seth Keener. This one wasn't even close. Tommy White made his mind up a little bit too early. That is 2 outs on 4 pitches for Seth Keener so far.
Right. And we wrote down, Eddie, that you had an issue. So we wrote that down.
Yep.
With the swing early from Cruz.
Oh,
There's
what?
the bender from Keener, who into the tournament this year 2-0, 17 Ks, 8 1/3 innings pitched. In the regional opener, 7 innings, no runs. Change up at 85.
They're going to have to slow him down too because he is just grab and go.
They give Morgan the benefit of the doubt. Did not swing. 2 balls and a strike. And now 3-1. He was in high school at East Surrey. 82-mile-an-hour fastball as a freshman. Rarely got on the mound. Junior, he was throwing 89-90. He grew up. And there's that fastball again, and this one is fouled away. So he went to a prospect showcase at Wake Forest his junior year of high school. Because he was hitting 90 on the radar, he quickly jumped on Wake Forest radar, and the rest is history. 3-2, changeup.
He's got big feet too. Look at those shoes that he's got on.
How does that benefit him?
Chapaletas. That's what you call them.
I
fins on
say it
them.
every day.
3-2. Good spoil there. That one was by him.
Some balance on those. Good at bat here by Morgan.
They'll give a look at it. Wilkins over there. He may have a play, and he does just before it finds the seats. Good inning by Keener. Quick inning. Take care of Eduardo's issues and the shoes after this. Getting Eduardo up off his seat.
I got an idea.
No, don't share.
An idea.
Bennett just fouled.
So Friday's a planned off day here. You get out there and do a little boot, scoot, and boogie here in Omaha.
Call Jordan, see if he can arrange a.
Head on to Bushwhackers. It's about a 15-minute ride from there. They'll love you there.
Bennett's hitting 357. No, I don't doubt it. If you take me, I'll go. And that's into left field. That'll be the first hit of the game. For Wake Forest, Pierce Bennett is aboard. Here's a guy that's kind of been in the middle of a lot of things offensively for Wake Forest. Danny Corona's the DH. Game 2, they thought about maybe because he'd come up with some clutch hits, moving him up to the 2 spot. They didn't do that, and he came through again in their second win. So he's 2 for 7 with a double and 2 runs batted in. The bunting has not been something that's been done very well here.
No. Whole lot of barrel below the hands. That generally doesn't work out well.
Oh, the only one that's really gotten it down well is actually the cleanup hitter for LSU, Dugas. And a nice bunt towards third in the last game.
Okay, there's a good one.
Yeah.
To Danny Corona, the DH, swing and a miss with a good look through Umcan.
2 good ones.
The second strikeout for Coleman.
Didn't have it in the first inning, though. All of a sudden, here it comes, shows up, makes the adjustment between innings, and throwing a couple nasty sliders there.
Just rip right through that slider. You can see the fingers get right over the top, gave it a little horizontal, a little top to bottom at the same time.
This is Bennett Lee. He's the catcher. Look out. Good job by Milazzo as that ball was thrown about 50 feet.
Played for Big Ben's travel team. Milazzo did. I don't remember the name, but Ben coached him.
Ben McDonald.
Yeah. Oh yeah, chaos. That's what it is.
That would make a lot of
Makes
sense.
sense with Ben.
Sure
Yeah, there he
does.
is. Injury's healing nicely, by the way. I saw the arm today. Hear the story?
Oh yeah, hear the story. We broadcast the story.
Perfect. Like live.
Yes, so sure we did. Try to have a reenactment. Had a good shot of some signs that may have been responsible for that damage. Three balls, no strikes to Bennett Lee.
A huge game. Last game, were not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side as well.
Five multi-hit games since the start of the ACC tournament. 3-0.
Ball's out.
And for the second inning in a row, Wake Forest has runners at first and second. It's a real difficult tightrope that Jay Johnson is walking. He's got arms, but it's just very different than, say, Florida, say Wake Forest.
Been able to get 4 outs and 3 walks so far in this game for Coleman.
The 9-hole hitter is Merrick Houston, the shortstop. 220 hitter with 4 homers, 29 runs batted in. That's down as well, 1-0. That LSU bullpen again stirring. Griffin Herring is your left-handed pitcher out there. The next one in Houston and in the same spot.
Okay, KP, I need to ask you this because Coleman's a fly ball pitcher. 70% of the time he hits, he throws and you get balls in the air. He's trying to keep the ball down to try to get a double play. And that's not his game right now. He's missing down.
It doesn't fit the stuff. No, it's very true. When he's at his best, that ball's up. I mean, you saw Tommy Hawk's reaction after the first at bat of the game.
Again, missing down with the fastball.
And if he misses down again, that may be it. Blake Money's been up and throwing since the first inning. He is absolutely ready to go.
7 straight balls have been thrown. There's Money.
All right.
Handful of freshman shortstop in this College World Series, and Houston's another one out of Florida, 1 of 6 with a walk and 2 Ks on a 3-1. That's ball 4. We are loaded here in the second.
Not what you want, turning the lineup over, and I think that'll be it for him. Left on left does not matter.
Javen Coleman reached out to Jay Johnson last night and said, I want the ball. I am ready for this situation. Unfortunately for him, it looks like his night is going to be very short-lived and leave with the bases loaded. See the frustration on his face as Johnson looks out to his bullpen. Blake Money, the big righty, former Little League World Series star, now on the big stage in college, coming in to pitch in a real tough spot. Wow, we are moving some material down the mighty Missouri right now. Tug with a big push. Look at our guy there working out hard.
Wow.
Look at that.
How about that?
Who's driving?
It doesn't matter, man.
Are we supposed to be driving?
Oh, he's getting his workout in. This guy's got his work cut out for him. Blake Money, big kid. Changed a lot since we last saw him, at least I did, on a national stage, the Little League World Series back in 2013. He's put on a lot of inches and a lot of pounds, and now he is charged with trying to keep Tommy Hawk and the rest of this Wake Forest offense down. He comes in with the bases loaded. For Money at 6'7", 240. He made 12 starts last year, and now really exclusively out of the bullpen in 2023. So Houston's at first base, Lee is at second, Pierce Bennett's at third, Tommy Hawk's a 200 hitter with the bases loaded. For a team that hasn't taken advantage when they've had it, hasn't scored more than 3 a game, this is a big, big opportunity with 1 out.
Outside.
First one from Money is off. He looks down at the mound and will kind of kick that dirt, so he's got a good landing spot. Hawk will go the other way. Had one to do it there with, and he missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Defense needs to secure an out right here. Anything hit towards third, he can go home with. Up the middle, just make sure you get 1.
Oh, wow. If you let that hit him, we'd have a run. He ducked out of the way of it. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Hawk, who 4 years ago at South Brunswick High School dealt with some arm issues, and he actually had to have 3 surgeries in less than 2 years. He broke his wrist the same year, and now he wakes up every morning trying to have fun. There's fun. A shot back up the middle. Bennett's going to score. Corona's being waved. Cruz throw bounces off the mound. It's 2-0 on an RBI single by Tommy Hawk.
Good job all around with the base runners, and all starts with Hawk being able to hit it right back up the middle. Not only does he drive in 1, but they challenge the arm of Dylan Cruz in center field, and the hardest part about being a center fielder is you got to get it over that bump. Keeps the ball down, and 2-run scores. You got runners at first and second.
Tommy Hawk's second College World Series hit. It's a big one as Wake jumps on top here in the second. And that was 99 miles an hour off the bat. So the walks, the single, came back to hurt Javen Coleman and LSU. And now you got to limit the damage. Lucas Costello, junior out of Miami. He squares and gets out of the way of it.
Westminster Christian, where Alex Rodriguez went to high school. Joe Pignolo right now a pitching coach there at Westminster.
See Houston at second base. And this one is a high chopper fielded by Thompson to first. No, not in time. Good hustle by Costello down the line. So they'll have him at first and third. And just a high chopper that Thompson did well to charge and get rid of quickly. And this just feels like a huge at bat. You're dealing with the number 3 hitter, Nick Kurtz. It's 2-0. There's obviously 2 on. There's a guy at third base and Money.
Oh, goodness. Using up our visits here. It's the second time that Milazzo's gone out this inning.
How about, and we had this conversation with the Wake Forest staff about time of possession, right? How important they feel to be able to keep their defense off their feet, but at the same time to be able to stay at the plate long enough. And they've done a heck of a job in just an inning and 2/3 here.
Yeah, the left-handed hitting Kurtz up. And you can just almost see Johnson thinking this thing through. How am I going to get through this inning? And he is going to make a pitching change. He's going to go to the lefty. Griffin Herring is going to come in. And backs against the wall right now for the LSU Tigers. Their starter didn't last very long. Money gives up the single. It's 2-zip. There is a lot at stake, certainly for that team, Wake Forest. The last time they were in the College World Series, 1955, they won the whole thing, and they will look to set up a showdown against Florida. LSU, with a win, will force an elimination game tomorrow. Otherwise, a couple of days off here in Omaha. Been a while since you've had the Thursday, Friday, or prior to that, 2 days off. They shifted the schedule, so it's now Saturday, Sunday, Monday College World Series finals. But it's been a bit that there have been 2 days off for these teams, and obviously it would put all the pitchers on good rest, including Lauder, for Wake. So Kurtz, lefty on left. Good pitch. 91. In spite of the huge numbers put up by Wilkin, there's a whole bunch of folks in this team and organization that think Kurtz is the best hitter on the team. Whoa! Herring wanted that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think it shows you how important the moment is right now. I mean, LSU is on their 3rd arm here in the 2nd inning. It's only 2-0. You've got 1st and 3rd with one of the most dangerous hitters up, and they're going matchup already in the 2nd inning.
Gets that one at the knees. Kurtz is huge. He's 6'5", 225.
Outside.
Pretty good take there. Real good take. Even at 2-2 with a 2-strike count. You can see that breaking ball from Herring, which he's really just going to be fastball slider. Rarely will he throw the changeup, and he really never throw it to lefties.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Men on the corners. Wake already with 2, and he got him. Got him to chase up top. A huge punch out by Herring there of Kurtz. They leave 2 on, and Wake early up by a pair. Tom Walter is the coach of this Wake Forest team. He encourages them to have fun. It's a rough room when you're in there. I mean, everybody is fair game, but it's fair game with a lot of respect.
It's the best rooms.
It's the greatest room. They talk about being vulnerable with each other and how that really helped them come together. This was a bit of a fractured team not too long ago, and then this group came in, and it wasn't easy for Wilkin either. He had some growing up to do, coming in as a highly touted prospect, a big man on campus. Well, Seth Keener picks up right where he left off. He went 1-2-3 in the first, and it'll be Dugas, Beloso, and Jordan Thompson for LSU. Right field. Bennett backs up a little bit and then reaches up and makes the play. Maybe an indication, though, that the wind is blowing out to right.
I believe it is, and I'll tell you this, though. I give a lot of credit right now to Keener. He's been sitting on that bench for quite some time, both after the top half of the 1st inning and again after the top half of the 2nd inning. He's coming out throwing strikes.
Cade Beloso. Just one bounce up there.
That's big.
Keener ended up getting the win against Stanford. He went 1 1/3, 4 Ks. He did hit a batter, but he was credited with the victory. And he's got the bounce thing down here 3 in a row. Easy 95, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks like there's more in there.
Beloso hitting 400.
Fourth in.
And that is in, and that's a walk. First walk issued by Keener.
I will say this, Beloso, all World Series long, has been able to take really good at-bats, patient at-bats, with runners on, no one on right there, and making sure he picks his pitch.
Here's Jordan Thompson, the shortstop. Junior 1 for 13. And a wrinkle in there for a strike. Back-to-back sliders. What do we got? Yep. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That one gets away quickly to second base. Peloso, and he's in there.
Well, you don't have to be fast to be a really good base runner right there. Peloso sees the ball in the dirt.
Watch Ben at least top half there. He's trying.
He's trying.
He's trying to turn it top half to where it just deadens and ends up on the plate, but it just kind of caught off the side of that chest protector and shot away.
The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch.
Ball down.
It's down. That T-shirt is everywhere. That's the Hayden Travinski T-shirt with the sunglasses, the mustache, and the soul patch. In fact, it's now on hats too. Guy that coached Travinski in travel ball when he was about 9 years old is behind the company that helped create those. And when Travinski saw it, that one was up and it's popped up. Kurtz drifting over, still drifting. He's got room and he makes the play. Thompson is out. But when Travinski saw the shirt, he said it's weird. But he said it's so weird, it's cool.
And people buy it.
And people buy it. And there
Hey,
they
look.
are. Yep, they're everywhere.
She's got to buy the shirt and you get half off the hat deal.
Good looking hitter here, Braden Jobert. He's got 3 of them, including a homer.
Inside.
And that's just
Oh, wow.
inside. Jobert has been to LSU what Corona has been to Wake Forest. Bottom third of the order guy coming up with big hits. 1-0, and that's another one. Down the line, fair ball. That's going to plate Peloso into second base with a double is Jobert. And LSU's got some life 2-1 here in the bottom of the second.
Ball stays up, and when it stays up, hitters' eyes open up wide, and that's exactly what happened there with Jobert. Change up. Doesn't do much up in the zone, and I'll tell you this, the way that the wind is blowing out to right field right now, they got lucky he didn't hit that ball up in the air. Ends up trading places with Peloso with 2 outs. Big 2-out knock.
10th double of the year for Jobert. He's got 45 runs batted in now, and he's at second for Alex Milazzo. That's 94, and it's in. One thing we noticed about Wake Forest in their first game, their outfielders were very deep, and 1 or 2 balls probably would have been caught that landed in front of them. They're still fairly deep tonight. Milazzo on the ground up the middle, and it is cut off by the second baseman. He throws behind the runner at third. What a play by Justin Johnson. He saved a run. But an infield single for Milazzo has him on the corners.
That's a big time play right there, KP.
Yeah, because that absolutely scores a run right there with Jobert moving the minute this is hit. Layout. Not quite sure who caught that one. I like the idea, too. Pump fake over to first just to see if you can get that base runner going too far off the third base. Get our first mound visit for Wake Forest here.
Really good bounce back from LSU after a long top half of the second inning. You allow 2, the offense comes back, hits them up with at least 1 with runners at the corner, putting a lot of pressure here on Wake Forest.
Now we'll circle the strikeout of Nick Kurtz by Herring on in relief, as Jay Johnson was pulling some bullpen levers there, and that ended the threat. And here they are bouncing back in the bottom of the second with 1. Where Mascara, the pitching coach, goes out there as much motivational as anything else. I tell you one thing, if you need a good story told, he's near the top of the list.
Got him.
You know, and if there's a rain delay and you need to fill some time, I'm tapping Mosquera on the shoulder and saying, just go.
Put the headset on.
He can go. He can talk.
You're Pearson right now. You have to be looking for the #1. You have the best hitter in college baseball protecting you on deck.
Look out.
I don't get it. I don't get this 81-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch to start him off. This is the guy you want right here.
Pearson, the 9-hole hitter, and that's another one that floats high and away. 2-0. Dylan Cruz homered last night. He is on deck, and the wind blowing out to right where the home run went. Three balls, no strikes. Straight take, 3-1.
You give him takes out here, 3-1?
Yes.
That's almost like a visit right there.
It is a good, effective timeout. Sullivan jogs out there, and a 3-1 pitch on the way with men on the corners, and he was swinging at it, and Kurtz is able to make the play. He threw him a breaking pitch, and it's a good thing that Nick Kurtz is 6 feet 5 inches tall, because that one was destined for right field. They get the big hit they need, though, and they are right back in this game and feeling it. Cruz will lead off when they come up again next.
Welcome back to Omaha. Brock Wilken leading off the inning for Wake Forest. And the other night, a young fan was in the crowd with the sign, "I want to be like, not Mike, Brock," his #1 fan. So Brock said, "I want to meet you. Let's figure this out." Avery goes. He gets a signed picture with them. Also gets a pair of his cleats. Congratulations, Avery. Got to meet your hero.
Yeah, really good stuff. And again, that's the development of this guy, Wilken. Dangerous hitter at the plate, and that one just misses. We fall behind 1-0. 31 homers, tied with J.D. Drew, Florida State, all-time single season record in the conference. That's outside. 2-0. Wake Forest staff will tell you about 6 weeks ago is really when it all clicked for him. We mentioned some of those highs, but some of the lows. There was a game against North Carolina. He didn't run a ball out. He was pulled out of the game. The 2-2. 3-2, and that type of thing actually led to an orientation with the parents a few years ago from Tom Walter, who basically said to the parents, look, messaging makes all the difference in the world. I need you to be objective, let them know where they stand, support them with facts, and tell them the truth. Morgan, it's going to be a difficult play, and he makes it. Not an easy play for Morgan.
He makes them all look easy, though, Eddie.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Not an easy play for another first baseman, but this guy right here going back on the baseball, and he knows exactly where he's at, does not take his eye off of it. You see that peak right there. Doug Glanville all the time says ball, wall, ball. Well, Trey Morgan knew he had a lot of room.
Two balls, no strikes from Griffin Herring. And They have full faith this guy's going to become a dude on this staff, likely as a starter down the road, and he has really come a long way over the course of this season. That 55 Wake Forest team, they were here in 49-2. 2-0 on the corner, 2-1. He gave them 3 strong innings, 3 hits against Oregon State June 5th on the Baton Rouge Regional. Didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 4. He feels like the length guy.
Somebody needs to be.
Exactly. Great pitch on the corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Justin Johnson. Nasty away. Johnson offered at it. Might have been ball 4, but instead it's another strikeout, and he's got through Wilkin and Johnson here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, he got Kurtz with a strikeout.
Late run right there.
Got a little bit too, yeah. And he came back from the 3-1 count, so he strikes out Kurtz to end the 2nd. Wake scrams 2, and now Griffin Herring has retired the first 2 that he's faced here in the 3rd.
Pierce Bennett sends this one to right field. That sends Gobert into the corner. He's still in the corner, and he's there to make the play. Very well pitched inning by Griffin Herring. And when we come back, it's the top of that LSU order. Last time they won a World Series was 09. Dylan Cruz is hoping he can help his team do it, and he'll be up first when we come back. Welcome back. Wake Forest leading LSU 2-1. Carl Ravitch, Eduardo Perez, Kyle Peterson, Chris Budden. Wake Forest wins. They'll play Florida in the 2023 College World Series Finals. LSU with a win will force another game tomorrow. The road more difficult traveled, but they certainly seem to have some momentum now that Herring has calmed things down. The top of the order is up. They played the run in the 2nd. And Cruz, look out. Inside to him. Grounded out on 1 pitch. His first time up to start the game. Hawk single homer last night, and he has reached in 70 straight games. Dylan's dad there watching this one. He's been a massive supporter. George and his mom Kim. And they're looking forward to seeing how this plays out, and then get set to hear his name on draft night.
Not gonna have to wait very long.
No.
That's the nice part.
And 3 balls, no strikes, and it doesn't get much easier with Tommy Tanks White and his 98 RBI on deck and his 22 homers.
Not only that, he hits over 600 when he's on base. That's Cruz.
So Cruz, the Lake Mary High School product, played varsity baseball there for 4 years. In high school, by the way, 419, 18 homers, 75 runs batted in. And now he looks back and he sees his buddy Tommy White dig it in. Amazing, isn't it? You know, base runners, but the rhythm that Keener had in the 1st compared to where he's been the last 2 innings.
They got him in the stretch too. That's a big thing. A lot of times guys are very different when you get them in the stretch.
Cruz is 6 for 6 this season when it comes to stolen bases. They don't run a ton. And underneath that one. Hawk in center is calling it. And the ball drifts on him a little bit, but he's there to make the play, and that's a big out as White is retired. For coverage of the NCAA Men's College World Series interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Still playing around with the interactive brackets when you get a chance?
Every chance I get. Yeah.
When they first broke those out, you were I know, a very big fan of those.
Not every bracket is interactive. When you find one that is, I think you have to take advantage of it.
Morgan swings at the first one. Now, Morgan was the guy that was thrown out at home on that Wilkin play when Lee slapped the tag on him. He was asked about it after, like, why'd you go? And he said, well, we had the red play on. That's go on contact. So he went, and it required a great play. There's your Baltimore chopper. It's cut off by the second baseman. Safe at first. No advancement from Cruz. Well, Justin Johnson's made a couple of good plays. One ranging to his right. This one, he got the ball in left, and that also kept Cruz at second base.
And as much as the grounds crew before the game waters in front of that dirt, the sun continues to beat down on it all afternoon. This one hits right in front of the plate, and it just goes right over. Kurtz at first base, trying to make a play as Johnson, but Trey Morgan gets down the line and now has his 6th hit of this College World Series.
You can feel the momentum beginning to shift towards LSU, as they've had some traffic on the last 2 innings. The crowd starts to sense it as well. Gavin Dugas ahead 1-0, and they will just toss back to second. .300 hitter with runners in scoring position. Sullivan walking around out there, keeping an eye on it. The 1-0, 2-0. Strikeouts and 18 walks coming in. A 164 batting average against for Seth Keener. He's allowed 3 home runs. And he's just been off. Now 3 balls, no strikes.
It's so comfortable in the first.
Sure did.
I mean, the pace was there. Everything was going, but they've been able to get him in the stretch with 1 out in the second. Now with nobody out here in the third, and he does not look as comfortable there.
3-0 on the way to Dugas. That's missing ball 4, and they are loaded with Tigers.
Oh yeah, he knows where the camera's at right there.
The lefty Sean Sullivan now starting to throw with a little more effort in that bullpen. We saw Sullivan in relief Saturday against Stanford. He only threw 25 pitches in that game. But Veloso has been a threat every time he's come up. And he has delivered a walk. He scored a run his first time up. He's batting .400 in the College World Series.
He's been so patient at the plate. He hasn't chased out of the zone. The pitch is thrown away. He has gone the other way with it.
It's 2-1 Wake Forest time.
Reset.
Go from the windup here. Got more control from this.
1-1.
Slider misses. Cruz after a walk. He's at third base. Trey Morgan singled. He's now at second. Dugas after a walk is at first. It's 2-1, but for how long? That one gets away. Not very long. Cruz touches home. It's 2-2, and everybody else moves up 90.
Well, instead of trying to block it, he tries to trap it and catch a backhand right there, and it hits off the heel of the mitt. Kicks off towards his left. Now you have runners at second and third. Corners will play in. Middle still back.
Grooved a fastball, and that ball is smoked. Out of the yard, 3-run Beloso, and it's all Tigers. Leonard high changeup in the end that he hit 387 feet at 104.5 miles an hour. He's been their best hitter, and he delivered a shot to put him up 5-2.
This team all season long has hit elite pitching. No difference right now. This ball got out of here in a hurry. Pitches up, level, swing. What he's had the entire time since set foot. And for Kane Beloso, what a story. What a year.
Thompson backhanded by Wilkin. Pretty play. 2-0, you're thinking, you know, he threw a 2-0 pitch that was also not a fastball. This one he pulled a string on, and it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was just waiting to get hit out. That is belt high right down the middle. And for Beloso, not even a lot of work to get through that. Just let the ball of the bat do the damage. Get these Tiger fans into it. It's going to get a little bit louder in here. So it felt like advantage Wake Forest tonight because of pitching staff depth and everything else. And Keener's had such a good year. He comes in with a 2.18 ERA. However, if LSU can figure out a way to win this one, now Wake probably comes back with Brett Lowry, who's one of the best in the country. But LSU has the best in the country, and that's Paul Skeens. And you would think he would pitch tomorrow if there's a do-or-die game there.
I know this. It's another team that's loving what they're seeing right now, and that possibility.
Die Gators.
Die Gators would love to see a Louder Skeens matchup.
Oh, are you good?
Fouled at the plate. Season high 5 runs have been given up by Keener tonight. The big blow of Beloso shot his 15th home run of the year. And it was a no-doubter here at Charles Schwab Field.
And with all the attention, and rightfully so, that Cruz and White have been able to have, it's been Morgan, it's been Beloso, the guys that have done the damage.
Gilbert on a 2-2. That's high and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one on the infield. Johnson is there, but the Tigers roar back, man. Cade Beloso. Pitch it and ditch it.
With Jay Johnson, your hitters before the bottom of the second, you brought them all over, had a meeting. What was the discussion?
Well, we made 2 outs in the first inning on swinging at balls. Like, we don't swing at balls, and so we just needed to get back in character and make him throw it up and over the plate. If you go down to the bottom of the zone with him, he'll kill you. Knowing
today is a bullpen day, how hard is it to manage situational pitching versus needing to also get 27 outs?
It's just one at a time, and we got enough guys that we feel confident in. They just got to execute the pitches, get ahead in the count, and let the defense work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris, thank you very much. So Griffin Herring has really kind of pumped the brakes on what was seemingly a Wake Forest wave to start this thing, and he has been outstanding in calming the waters. And then the Beloso blasts put him up by 3. So now he just needs to get outs. No walks. I mean, walks have certainly been the death knell for both teams tonight. Corona, Lee, Houston, bottom of the order for Wake Forest. At the letters, gets the call. 0-2. And so Beloso's saying, see, now you're going to go tomorrow night. We're going to win that. We're going to be in the finals. And then you're probably going to have to come back again, just whispering in your ear.
High 3.
Herring's 3rd strikeout since he's come on.
Rev, you said it last inning, like somebody's going to need to give him length. And at least early returns on Griffin Herring is maybe he's the guy. Since coming in, he has been really good. Struck out the final hitter in the 2nd, one in the 3rd. Now strikes out Corona to begin the 4th.
Yep, right by Bennett Lee at 92, up in the zone. at the second baseman. An easy play. Maybe Griffin Herring is doing his best Ackenhausen impression. And there is Ackenhausen. There's a great story behind the Ackenhausen start. Had to do when the head coach said, "You're going to start," and then when Ackenhausen responded.
Yes, I'm riding the elevator with a couple of guys on the LSU staff yesterday. I said, "Are you going to let them sleep in?" He goes, "Well, it really worked for us today, so we might as well." Jay Johnson sent a text to Ackenhausen at 8:30 in the morning. He didn't get a reply until 11:06, and then he just said, "Sure, I got it."
Good.
So yeah, so Johnson said 2.5 hours. Like, where's my starter? Is he going to wake up and have some breakfast?
He was in REM. That's where he was.
And when he made the decision on Javen to start today, it didn't take 2.5 hours for him to respond. It took 2.5 seconds.
Can you? Yes.
Exactly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good pitch. Griffin Herring. 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. And the Tigers are up by 3 over the #1 overall seed, Wake Forest. A red herring, if you will. Lay down some images from tonight. Started well for Wake Forest. They had a 2-0 lead. Then it was 2-1 at the bottom of the second. And then it all changed. Cade Beloso, the Bambino of LSU. Did some serious yard work. They took a snapshot, and they have a 5-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers win. We'll see you again tomorrow night.
Now! Work!
And in a 5-2 game, do you kind of try to get some length out of Keener, now knowing that there's a chance? Better than it would have been if you had a 5-2 lead. You're coming back.
It'll be interesting to see how Wake handles this. I mean, they had Sullivan up and throwing earlier. And Sean Sullivan would have been the first guy you would go to if you had the lead. Now down 3. See when they go to the bullpen, or if they go to the bullpen, if it ends up being Sullivan. But that's just a good look so far for Keener here to start the 4th. I think that's when it does really get tough, because Tom Walter has the advantage of he doesn't have to manage only for today. He can't think about tomorrow as this goes on, and you don't have to burn them all, because you got Louder starting tomorrow and plenty behind it.
There is Tom Walter, the head man at Wake Forest, unbeaten in this tournament.
You do have to give your offense an opportunity, right? You're deep into their pen right now, and you're hoping that the offense that you've had all season long will show up in the next 6 innings. Make that 5.
Oh.
2-1 pitch to Pearson, and he's missed with that pitch consistently high and away. So a slider, fastball, changeup guy. The fastball's been there. Slider occasionally. That changeup has not been very effective, and there's that heat. Yes, sir. Right down the middle, back-to-back punch-outs. And 3 in the game for Keener.
That's big right there for a variety of reasons. He's done it to Pearson twice today, where he's got him to a 3-ball count and then had the ability to come back and get him. So he's still got to face Cruz, but at least you're facing Dylan Cruz with nobody on base.
Wind blowing out to right. Dylan Cruz showed yesterday the power he has to the opposite field, and he's shown it all year long.
Inside.
So comes inside, misses 1-0. Such a different ballpark, really, depending on the wind. Here's your 1-0.
That's good pitching right there. Don't let him get those hands extended.
Yeah. And he throws him a breaking ball. With his walk in the 3rd inning, he has now reached base in 71 straight games. Great pitch. Boy, There's some pitching. That was the first inning. Seth Keener.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night right there. Seth Keener punched out 1 in the first and the side in the fourth. We'll talk with Tom Walter when we come back.
Yeah, the free passes have really hurt us. I probably should have walked Beloso there. I wanted to do it 2-0 and didn't, and it ended up costing us. But really happy with the way he bounced back there last inning.
I'm watching you guys pregame. All your guys are huddled around dancing. You come in the middle, start dancing with them. What's it like to be part of the joy that this dugout constantly has?
Yeah, that's what we do. That's who we are. We're a loose bunch who really cares about each other. And we're going to fight through this thing, and hopefully we'll be there at the end.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
The program changer, Tom Walter, in his 14th year, and where Wake Forest is now compared to where it was. Again, first World Series appearance since '55. And now one of the preeminent programs in the country. Like most programs in the SEC, preeminent programs in the country. Hawks the leadoff man. And he gets one to hit, and it's off the glove. And that's not going to be any play. Real close. Herring with a snare. It's interesting, had he not caught it, you wonder if perhaps Thompson would have had a chance himself.
He would have been in the right position. Now, whether or not he would have got the hop alone to make a play, but I think he definitely would have been in the right position. Watch him behind. It's glove side. He probably takes it on one hop. I mean, it's reaction on the mound. It's just instant. Something firing back at you, going to try to catch it. That time, if he lets it go, it may be an out. Instead, Tommy Hawk standing on first base for the second time tonight.
99 miles per hour off the bat.
This is Lucas Costello. And that's in there for a strike. The single by Hawk is the first base runner that Herring has allowed. He had retired 7 in a row since coming in. He has punched out 4.
Love the fact that Tom Walter and all the head coaches always second guess themselves a little bit, right? The Beloso 2-0, should I have walked him or not?
Outside!
Forget it. Tom didn't also hang a changeup right down the middle belt high. I mean, if that one's down, you got a much better chance. It was just a mistake, and Beloso made him pay for it.
Herring to Costello. That's in. Bigger the stage, Herring kind of falls back on something that his pitching coach Wes Johnson used to tell him all, which is like, this is like a steroid-free, steroid shot every time you go out there. Just let it rip and let it ride and use that adrenaline. Perfect pitch on the corner. How this guy has grown up. He said, I used to be a little timid in the fall, not as competitive as I need to be. You couldn't put yourself in a bigger spot. 3-2. Foul ball. This College World Series has a little bit of a 2017 deja vu. 3 of the Final 4, Florida, TCU, and LSU. Same 3 of the Final 4 this year. Popped up and into the seats. They were all semifinalists, the Gators, the Horned Frogs, and the Tigers. We give a little shout out to Kirk Saarloos and the way he handled the
How good was that?
in-game interviews.
I mean, it was like an in-game
Conversation.
Sunday night conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was cool to see Los here as the headband for the first time at TCU. Understand why he
3-2, and this one is sent to center. Cruz is over there, and the ballpark certainly will hold it. First out of the inning. Did you see the big fella last night at Yankee Stadium throw out the first pitch?
Yeah.
Did you see his grip on a baseball? Did you see what the
looks
baseball?
like a pea.
It looks like a pea. Wembanyama went to Yankee Stadium. He took the subway, so he was banging his head. He's 7'5", plays like he's 6'5", on the roof of the subway, and people are ogling at him. Like, who is that person? Does he play for the Knicks yet? I mean, seriously, if you took a piece of paper like this and you wrinkle it up, this is his hand in a baseball.
It's unbelievable.
It's out there. It's all over. That's what it looks like.
But I want to correct you, though. He doesn't play like he's 6'5". He plays like he's 5'6". It's the way he
crazy.
dribbles is takes it down court.
Yep, good.
It's impressive.
And he continues the tradition. Tim Kirkshin always makes this point. He's like, if you take a baseball player and you ask him to throw a football, they can do it. If you take other people from other sports and ask them to throw a baseball from the pitcher's mound on a first pitch, he'd giggle like this. He'd say, they can't do it. They just can't do it. And Webb's had some difficulty doing it. But again, you try to throw a ping pong ball 60 feet.
Well, I just hope Tim is looking right as he's crossing the street in London, because he arrived recently over there to cover Sunday.
Can you remember when Kirkshin put on Sutcliffe's sport coat?
Yep.
Bochy's hat.
Yep.
Imagine if he put on Wembanyama's sport coat.
You literally wouldn't see him.
He would be gone.
He'd be gone. It's a blanket.
Yes.
You could sleep under it. You'd never see him. He'll be part of the London game on Sunday. The Cubs and the Cardinals. Triple header baseball on Sunday. Game 2 of the College World Series championship in the middle of the day. Major League Baseball morning and night. 2-2.
Sent the drone over to London.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
2-2. Cruz, really good jump, and he is there and makes it look easy. He read that real well.
Oh, really good observation right there on Cruz, taking and just reading the swing. Seemed like he was already on the go before the ball even made contact. The guys that are elite and have been elite in center field, Jimmy Edmonds wasn't the fastest guy in center field, but man, could he read a swing.
Brock Wilkin, man on first. That's outside. Well, the leadoff single, and Herring has now gotten a couple of flyouts. Nick Kurtz 0 for 2. He's now 0 for 7 in the College World Series, the 3-hole hitter for Wake Forest.
Work.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitching coach for LSU, Wes Johnson, soon to be the head coach at Georgia. He talks to his pitchers. Interpret this one as you look in that dugout. He said, Herring, about Wes, he talks to us a lot about being the hero of our own imagination. So I assume it means imagine yourself in a spot and you're the guy in the Superman cape.
Better have
the
a good
hero.
imagination. Huh? So you better have a good imagination. That's how I always envisioned you.
Me?
Yes, you were the hero in your own imagination.
Oh, yeah. Was it Wonder Dog? Is that who had the old pill activated? We got a time violation. Now we jump to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Herring, big pitch here. 5-2 ball game, 3-2 to Wilkin.
All 4.
Nope, he walked him, and now the tying run's going to come to the plate. So a timer violation, rare that we've seen. That may be the first one I've seen here. And it forced a 2-2 count into a 3-2 count. And it also forced a slow walk, and we're starting to pile up some mound visits for LSU. Where are we at on mound visits? 4 or 5?
Well, if you take them out, it doesn't count.
But they had 2 or 3 in one inning.
Oh, yeah, there are at least 3. Did you see Sully's shirt today, by the way?
I was about to say, maybe he could borrow Sully's shirt, right?
Greatest.
Yes, I can
count to 6.
It's good to be accountable.
It's even better to be 2-0.
There we go. How about that?
Chris, have that person to the left of you smile, will you, please? She's on camera now.
He said don't put her on camera anymore. These two are already mad at you guys.
Eduardo Perez's daughter there, and she was chastising because the other night she was unaware and she wasn't smiling. That ball nearly got away. As Justin Johnson steps in, it's the tying run. Herring had retired 7 straight, then a walk, 2 flyouts, and another walk, and the walks have been a big story in this game. Corner. Three of the guys that were walked have scored for LSU, and one of the guys that walked has scored for Wake Forest. Wicked slider, and he wasn't close to it. This feels like Griffin Herring just bearing down a little bit. He got a great pitch on the corner, and then one into the hands of Johnson. Wow. How about that from Griffin Herring?
Back to the one he trusts most. Found a slider against Justin Johnson right there. Well, create a little bit of traffic for himself. Walk. Single to lead the inning off, but then he found it. Found the slider. That's 10 outs that Griffin Herring has now got LSU out of the bullpen.
Florida TCU, it ended today on an incredible play. Michael Robertson at the wall took away what would have been a game-tying hit. Saved the game. Florida 2-0. They advance. Kevin O'Sullivan. They'll wait the winner of this series. And if LSU forces a game tomorrow night, we'll be right back here. If Wake Forest, look out,
I ducked.
is able to win this.
You did duck.
I did.
Yes. So it doesn't actually come through the screen. It's like if you're sitting behind home plate, there's a net. It's not going to hit you. First time doing this, I know. You'll get comfortable. Don't worry about it.
I think Big Ben ducked as well.
Foul ball, it's foul ball. Hit the bat. Foul ball.
It not only hit the bat, it also got a piece of Bennett Lee.
He got more than a piece. Might want to turn away here for a minute.
Hi, Papa. Take a deep breath.
1-1. He got away with one there. That was just kind of hanging there. And
you can kind of hear Tommy White's reaction after too. That's one that there's a lot of times that would make it a 6-2 ball game right there. He was just a tick late.
he got on top of that one, hits the ground ball to Houston, who throws across. Not a good throw. Did he tag him? Yes, on the shoulder.
You know, and that's the second time that Tommy White has chased pitches out of the zone up. Continue to pitch him up and in, and he continues to chase.
Nick Kurtz, they call him Spider-Man, and Spidey went up to get that and slapped the tag.
Back to tag
on White. Morgan.
Oh, outside. Off down.
Is that Trey Morgan?
I think Trey Morgan is saying no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's outstanding. Don't even need to watch.
Certainly don't need to say anything.
Listen.
Yeah.
Outside, ball 4.
Okay, he opted not to call the walk, but he did give us 3, and now it's ball 4 and a walk. Junior out of New Orleans, who has had himself an outstanding College World Series, is aboard again for the 2nd time tonight. And that gets away, and that gets away far enough for Morgan to go to second base.
You know, his positioning where he's at, everything is kicked towards his left, and everything's been hard. Nothing's been able to be in front of him. Watch the angle right here, and because he has that knee down like that.
One got him in the wrist, too.
A lot of consistency on those balls in dirt.
Tom Walter makes his way to the mound. Seth Keener looks over his left shoulder out to that Wake Forest bullpen, and he will see the door open. We're back. This is Charles Schwab Field. We're in Omaha, Nebraska. The 2023 Men's College World Series. Keener's night is over. He's responsible for the runner at first base. 4 1/3, and there were a couple of innings there, the first and the fourth, in which he was just lights out, which certainly gives you all sorts of reason to believe that Keener, wherever he's pitching next, is going to be really, really good. And now you get Sean Sullivan, the left-hander.
He's been really, really good, too, the entire season for Sullivan. 17th time that he's been on, 10 of those were starts. 66 innings. He's given up just 41 hits, punched out 108. I mean, the numbers just keep on coming at you from Wake Forest. The left-hander's real fastball heavy. He's going to use the absolute top of the zone.
One of the things David Cohn talks about a lot is extension, and this guy's one of those that has real extension, 7 feet 2 inches of it. So he's letting the ball go on top of your nose. That makes 90 look like 95. Wild pitch sent Morgan to second. Dugas is up. He's already got a 3-run shot. I should say Belosi on deck, who's got the 3-run shot. Dugas walked and came in on that. That guy right there. Ooh, Dugas got into this one, and that sends Hawk into the gap, and he's there to cut it off. Boy, did the wind say, nope, not going here.
He got there quick, too. Ran right under that baseball. Ball was hit at 112 miles per hour. The wind knocks everything down towards left center field. Right to the baseball. Beautifully done.
Yeah, not favorable to go left, center, or even left, but it certainly is to right, and that's where this guy hit a 3-run tank his last time up. That was in the 3rd inning. They scored 4. What somebody who looks comfortable at the plate. Cade Beloso is that guy. Good spoil.
Spot there. He's going to live with the fastball up. 0-2 count right there. See if maybe you can get Beloso to go after one.
Few people have loved LSU and the experience more than Cade Beloso. Not On a 1-2, will not chase that. He said, I love it here so much. I'd take the ups and downs for 10 years if I could. This last weekend at Alex Box was very, very emotional for him. Tore his ACL in 2022, and it really changed his perspective on everything. And this one's right back up here. Once he was ruled out in 2022 and made the decision to come back, fairly easy for him, with something to prove. I mean, he has really changed. He's become a certified middle of the order bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Morgan off second, 2 down. Good slider there. And it gets Peloso. So they will leave a runner in scoring position. End of 5. It's LSU needing a win, up by 3.
Top play in the hole. Silva gets rid of it to first. Not in time. Florida leads. Right center field. Robertson's back and makes the catch. Wow! Florida's headed to the final.
Incredible play, Michael Robertson, and because technology is such, you can then go watch yourself make that catch, which he did immediately after in that clubhouse, and he will the rest of his life. Huge play, helped get them into the College World Series final.
Also the first inning he was in the game.
He came in as a defensive replacement. Pierce Bennett, the right fielder. Wake Forest got to get some offense going, so he pushes one down the first baseline, and it's a foul ball. He landed at the wall and crashed into it and was able to hang on to it, and now he gets a chance to see himself. Yeah, all right. Yes. Yes. I'm a bad man.
How many times do you think he's seen it already?
Oh,
More than that. That wasn't the only one.
Herring's got 5 strikeouts, and he will not get Bennett to offer at that one. Two and 2. That's hit hard. That's through. And again, the leadoff man, like last inning, on for Wake Forest. As Bennett, hard hit single up the middle. Well, Wake Forest has been in these situations before. They have come from behind in both of their wins. And they trail both games after the 7th inning. Corona has been held in check tonight. 2 strikeouts.
Oh, right here.
That usually happens, and it doesn't matter what level of baseball you're at, if it's collegiate baseball, professional baseball at the lower levels, or even in the major leagues. You have 2 strikeouts. Seems like your 3rd time up, you're going to swing at that first pitch.
Corona loved the look of that pitch, and you could see his eyes light up a little bit. And even Herring shaking his head like, I might have got away with one there.
I think you want to throw it there.
Looking for his 6th punch out.
Outside.
Corona's reaction right there. He was waiting to see what was going to be said by Billy Van Raphorst behind the plate. Like, please call it a ball. Please call it a ball.
That ball is smoked, but it looks like it's going to go foul, and it does. That was a similar pitch that Corona swung at and missed. And that certainly had home run length to it.
I'm going to see another fastball here.
And if you do, it's going to be elevated. can't be where that one was located. But I'm with you. Slider down and away here.
Yep.
Corona has 13 home runs on the season. Sophomore out of Brooklyn, New York.
Timeout! Timeout! Play a timeout.
Write it down. Write it down. How many times I would have been written up?
For calling time.
Oh.
Yeah, but you played in an era when you could call time as often as you wanted. 1-2, great slider, good call. 6 punch-outs for Griffin Herring.
It's really been the key. He has found that slider, and in big spots he's just gone down too. It's early in the count, and Corona ripped the fastball down the right field line foul, and you're going to get this one. Just couldn't lay off of it. All the way out in front, put it in a really good spot.
Bennett leads the catcher. Herring would love a ground ball. Instead, this one's put up in the air. Cruz gives way to Jobert, and there is the out. This is a Wake Forest offense that also had the nickname Rake Forest. They hit .306. They scored 589 runs. They had 130 homers. They gave up only 62.
They hit 9 home runs in game 2 of their Super League. Last game before they came here to Omaha.
Yeah, against Alabama, and Wilkin had 3 in that game. But their offense has really been silent, and you certainly have to credit the pitching that they have faced. Bigger ballpark than what they play in at home for sure.
Way bigger.
And Houston hits one to center, and that is like hitting a golf ball into a pond. They ain't coming back. It's in the glove of the center fielder Cruz. Bottom of the 6th coming up. LSU's got a 3-run lead in a must-win game. Colin Peterson, Eduardo Perez, Chris Button, I'm Carl Ravitch. Look at the drone bringing it in for us. Tomorrow night, if it is necessary, we will be here at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And it'll be on ESPN2 against the NBA draft. It'll be the must-win game, and that is a foul ball to get this bottom of the 6th started. There have been 18 home runs at this College World Series so far, and 7 of them by the Florida Gators. And if there's a game tomorrow night, I mean, they are in the driver's seat.
Yep.
With likely Skeens and Louder going for LSU and Wake. They're 2 aces.
I think there's very many times in the history of the University of Florida that they were LSU fans.
Exactly. Good point.
They are tonight.
Thompson watches one go outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Go back to 2017. LSU was in the semifinals against the #1 overall seed. Remember Oregon State, and they beat them twice to advance to the finals. That is in there for a strike. Where they would eventually lose. That was the Poche Lang, Kramer Robertson playing shortstop. Watson, Duplantis, Diekman team. So they've done this before. And if they can get through this game, Jay Johnson's done a terrific job with his balancing act of pitchers.
Tell you who's done it before, Sean Sullivan on the mound. Coming into this game, 41% of the hitters he faces, he strikes out.
Only struck out 2 of the first 3 he has faced tonight. That's called the letters 0-2.
It's that lower slot, high carry fastball. So there's just not too many guys that throw a fastball out of that slot that have the ability to take the 4-seamer and leave it right at the top of the zone.
And just to add to that, it's 7.2 inches of extension.
Yeah.
With a lot of run. Reminds me of a guy that used to wear number 51 on the mound for Seattle for many years. Before moving on.
The unit?
The unit. Coming in that angle right there. Good release point. Sometimes you could smell his breath. That's how close it seemed like he was on you.
How'd that go for you?
A nice addition.
Wanted to get out of that box in a hurry.
He got him to chase, and that is the 3rd strikeout for Sullivan in the 4 men he's faced.
Kind of throws across that body a little bit too. I mean, way closed on the front side to start. See him look. He starts on the third base side of the rubber. He steps on the first base side of the rubber, and that fastball is just really hard to pick up.
So Jobert is done. Here's Milazzo with 2 down. He struck out. He also singled in the 2nd.
0-1.
He reminds you of a little bit. Guy that went to Virginia, pitched in the big leagues for a long time, pitched for the Nationals.
And for the Athletics.
You know what I'm talking about?
Not Corbin. Not Corbin.
No.
No.
Lefty.
Yeah, Corbin's
Doolittle.
Yeah, Sean Doolittle.
Outside.
It's like the same. I mean, Doolittle threw like 91% fastballs or whatever it is. Sullivan against left-handers this year is about 85%, but it was the exact same deal. It was a little bit lower slot, fastball that just stayed right at the top of the zone.
Right.
What would do? That was his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Probably still is.
Right.
It's hard not to look at him like every lefty that is that tall and sidearms it like that and 3/4 it is not say it's Chris Sale.
Yeah, the movement is different than Sale. I mean, Sale kind of has more of the arm side run, and it really takes off, and that big sweepy slider.
Slider came later, yes. It's just such an uncomfortable at bat for a lefty. In the hole, that's going to be a hit. But underneath the glove of Wilkin, and Houston really had no chance. So Milazzo delivers a 2-out single.
Yeah, way to battle on that at bat for Milazzo, and what he accomplishes there, he turns over the lineup. Gets Josh Pearson now to be able to face Sullivan from the left side. Milazzo will not be going anywhere. Good extension right there, trying to get it, but no can do.
Second hit of the game for Milazzo. And this is the left fielder Pearson with 2 down.
Right.
And Rapphorst behind the plate called the high strike there. And here's the next one, a breaking pitch to first and smothered by Nick Kurtz. And that will end the inning. Dylan Cruz will lead off when they come back, but it's Wake who's coming to the plate. When we come back, we'll play Connect 4. They need 4 to grab a lead, and it'll be the leadoff hitter coming up when we return. Now Billy Salento, who has motivated this offense. He helped Bennett Lee the other night when he had 2 strikes and was shaking in his boots, and went down and talked to the third base coach, and he calmed him and gave him something to think about positive, put a smile on his face. That night Lee delivered, and now they're trying to figure out this guy. Griffin Herring has been absolutely outstanding since he came on in the 2nd inning. 6 strikeouts, and that sweeper is in there for a strike. He's given up just 2 hits, both singles.
Well, Griffin Herring, longest outing of the year coming into this was 3 1/3. Most pitches that he has thrown, 72, which is where he'll be at with his next pitch. I feel like we were saying the same thing about Ackenhausen.
Yeah, and the idea that you need 1 or 2 X factors, meaning not the guys you know are going to deliver like Skeens or Cruz. You need 1 or 2 of those, and it feels like on back-to-back nights they're getting that from their 2 pitchers. There is a huge X factor right there.
Yeah, that's the biggest X factor in college baseball. Win tonight, we would see both of those guys tomorrow. That would be fun.
Last night, Ackenhausen 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 7 Ks. Herring tonight 4 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, and 6 Ks. And Hawk's got himself a good at bat going here. He's fouled a few off, 3 and 2. The leadoff man in the order with Costello, Kurtz, and then Wilkin if they can get there.
He will do that to you. Tommy Hawk, 51 walks on the year.
And into center, and it's a blooper that falls. Hawk's done his job. He reaches again.
Leadoff man's reached the last 3 innings for Wake, but for Griffin Herring, look at onside run on a fastball. So that lefty is going to move away, and then this is the one that has got him a ton of outs today and a lot of swing and miss. He's gotten ahead with 2 strikes, has lived on that slider, spins it over 2,500 RPMs, just a little bit more than the big league average, but he's had a huge amount of success tonight. But he's worked out of some jams. Leadoff single in the 5th, Wake stranded 2. Leadoff single in the 6th, Wake stranded 1. Now another leadoff single here.
For Costello, who squared, he got hit by that pitch on his knee.
Swing! Your first base.
That was a great idea by Costello, too. I was looking at it from up here. Had a big hole in the second base side. He wanted to push it, hits him in the knee. He gets on. He knows he gets his job done, and the big boys now come up to hit. But got him right there, right on the quad as he put it down, set it down. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, and
turn it to the 3 and 4 guy.
This feels like the game right here for Wake. If you're going to come back and take the lead, it feels like this is when you've got to do it. You got Kurtz and Wilkin coming up back to back as Gavin Guidry, the right-hander, starts to warm in that LSU dugout. Bullpen too.
Yeah, and Kurtz is just jonesing for a hit here. He has been so good this year with a 360 average. It's now down to 356. He is hitless in the World Series. He walked, he struck out, he flied out. He's 0 for 7. He's been on 4 times because of walks, and he's got 4 strikeouts. It's a big spot for Kurtz and then Wilkin.
Most likely we'll see Brock Wilkin face Gavin Guidry, and that's a story in itself.
So freshman to sophomore. He got one to hit, and he sends it high down the line in right field. Joe Bear is over there, and he just runs out of room.
Okay, so coming into this game, Wake's trio of Wilkin, Kurtz, and Johnson is the best in college baseball by OPS. That's 1,245. That's what this pitching staff has up against them right now with runners at first and second, no outs in this inning.
Joe Bear respecting the power. He's deep. Cruz fairly shallow in center field, and a big gap in right center. And this is a rollover. Could be 2. Dugas, no, he just flipped it slowly. And they only get 1.
We did 2 things. He backpedaled to get the hop, and then did not put anything behind that flip. Watch him, he goes back.
I mean, Thompson is in short most of the time. Yeah. They're going to move him around based on where they think the pull side contact is going to be. And so this time, LSU pulls him to the pull side. They get the ground ball that they're looking for, but it's not his natural position. His natural position is short. They're trying to limit the throws, it looks like, for Gavin Dugas.
Yeah, so Thompson moved over to short with the lefty Kurtz up. So last night, Thompson late in the game had a chance to make a play at second base and couldn't get the ball out of his glove fast enough. And they do that because Dugas is banged up with his shoulder. He lacks a little bit of the range. And we are going to see a pitching change. Gavin Guidry is coming in. Wilkin is coming up. One swing could tie it. It's 5-2 at the College World Series in the 7th. And look at the ovation, and it was well earned. And Herring was outstanding. Two great performances by pitchers. Ackenhausen is right there with them on back-to-back nights. But now you bring in a guy, Gavin Guidry, who was an infielder and a pitcher. And when he started pitching for LSU, he pitched in high school. He wanted to be an infielder. Told Jay Johnson, I want to come and be an infielder, not just as a pitcher. And he's become their most effective guy out of the bullpen.
He's become the guy that they needed. The top two bullpen arms, Garrett Edwards, he and Shores both out for the entire season. So you lose two major pieces out of that bullpen. Enter Gavin Guidry, who has been massive, on for the 21st time. He does have one start. Not exactly easy to start, though. You got the nation's home run leader stepping to the plate, and Brock Wilkin with 2 on.
But he loves these moments. Right in the regionals, ended up getting a big save there. Super regionals, the same thing. He wants the ball.
But one pitch here against Tennessee, and Ensley took him out.
Yeah.
One pitch.
That's fine. It's not overpowering stuff. But the secondary stuff plays, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts him off with a breaking pitch.
He goes to his slider more often. He says it's my go-to pitch, but this may very well be the game. Guidry on, and Brock Wilkin, who sits on 31 homers, most in the country in Division I. And he threw him a fastball letter high, and he took it.
Against righties this year, Guidry's thrown the slider about 70% of the time. So you think Wilkins probably going up there looking for a first pitch slider, and he just snuck a fastball right by him. It's going to be low 90s, like Rav said. It's not 96, 97. The slider is the key. That one.
Violent vertical break. It often looks more like a curveball, and Guidry is ahead 0-2 to Brock Wilkin. And he did it again, and it looked like a curveball, and Wilkin is down.
Top of the zone. We see a lot of hitters give up on it, but it's got such great vertical break, and it grabs the top. And again, watch how he's able to frame it, place it. Billy Van Rapphorst behind the plate gives him that call right there. Top of the zone. Big strikeout.
Huge strikeout. Justin Johnson.
Oh, what?
It's a little down. It's Guidry's desire to continue to hit and play middle infield moving forward. This summer he plans to be a shortstop and work as both a pitcher and a hitter. They need him to pitch well, and that one is fouled off.
This kid did not pitch in the fall at all. Did not pitch when spring practice started.
Yeah, and then Wes Johnson saw that one and went,
here's another.
You're going to hang out with us for a little bit.
Look out. That one got away from him, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that almost got Justin Johnson in the helmet.
That'll open the eyes right there.
Yeah, it also may open up the outside of the plate for Guidry if he chooses to. 2-1. Hawk is at third. Costello at first. getting that high strike, and Van Raaphorst, the home plate umpire, has been calling to the strike all game. He got him, and look at the emotion on the mound. They will throw him out at first base. Herring was outstanding, and Guidry came in and put his stamp on it. Wilkin and Johnson out. They strand 2, and it may have been the inning that gets LSU to a game tomorrow night. We stay 5-2. It's LSU 5, Wake Forest 2. Gavin Guidry, 6'2", 173-pound freshman out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Used Uncle Charlie a few times to shut down Brock Wilkin and then Justin Johnson. And look at the reaction on the bench. And from him in particular. LSU's pitching the last 2 nights has been unbelievable. Now here's the dangerous Dylan Cruz.
All right.
That pops the glove and pops out, but it's a strike. It's been unbelievable because it has really taken a very good Wake Forest offense and just shut them down. Cruz, big swing and a high foul out of play. There's some special bat to ball skills here too. You know, there's this discussion out there as your Golden Spikes semifinalists and finalists are now here, all 3 of them. Do you go with Cruz 1 or do you go with Skeens 1? I think it's harder for a hitter to distinguish themselves, separate themselves. He's really good at it. He is different.
He is, and I would put Wyatt Langford in that same category.
Yes,
I think.
Agreed.
We've talked about it before. I think it's a really good year to have the 3rd pick in the draft.
Really good year. Just wait and see what happens with the other 2. I mean, it's a toss-up.
You'd be thrilled to have any of the 3.
And the strategy that teams use in the draft not necessarily means that the best player gets picked number 1. It's how can we get an abundance of really good players, pay higher slot for our 2nd pick with what we do with number 1 on the signing.
Well, we talked last night about, you know, the S2 and his eye test, etc. He passes every one of them with such unique flying colors. Buys himself an extra 0.25 seconds at the plate. Lets the ball travel. 1-2, pounds this one into the ground, staying down on it is Houston. High throw. He is safe. That's the second poor throw for Merrick Houston at shortstop, and Cruz flying down. They'll give an error to the shortstop, but he is at first.
It's an error on the throw, but watch Cruz get out of the box right here. Puts his head down and says, okay, let's go. He put pressure on the defense that way. That's how he's played the game since he's put on this LSU Tiger uniform as a freshman. Has not stopped and beats it out because of the hustle.
And now White. Sullivan nearly got him.
That was closer than what we think. He let that ball travel.
Tommy White 0 for 3 tonight. 3 for 16 in the series.
Was he out? This is where Anthony Rizzo usually places the tags. Watch this. He's not at the bag yet. He's out. But it's really difficult for first base umpires to be able to see that. Usually the tags are made by the hand.
And the ball's going to get there a lot quicker than if you're trying to tug the glove back to it.
That is ripped into right field by Tommy White, and LSU is in business.
It is a masterclass in using the opposite side of the field when you watch Tommy White hit. So spread out. And so it just, he is not afraid to get beat with the fastball. The ego just goes away.
See that back foot clear? Right there? That's that scissor kick, they call it. Opens everything up. You know who's the best at that? Hank Aaron. You look at any video of Hank Aaron back in the day, go to YouTube, check it out. That scissor kick was on point every time.
He cleared it, lifted it, stayed on that front leg. And now the LSU chants begin again for Trey Morgan. Last time he was up, he was playing hitter and umpire. Pops it up, and that's like the 4th time we've seen here at the College World Series somebody try to bunt it, and it end up being popped up to either the third or first baseman.
I don't like it.
Well, and he hadn't done it all year. LSU's only done it 14 times this year. Morgan doesn't have any. The best, for me, the best pitch when you think a guy's going to bunt is elevated fastball up and in. Because a lot of times you get that reaction. You try to get out of the way to some extent, and it goes straight up in the air. That's a gift right there.
And now Dugas. And this one to Kurtz. He tags, yes, and the flip.
Hello, baseball IQ.
Spider-Man over there.
Hello, baseball IQ. Playing in the perfect spot. We talked about Kurtz's ability to defend. This is just knowing the game. Left-hander gloves it, slaps the tag on Tommy White, which is probably safe. What was that? Where'd that guy come from? Spidey doing it all himself, but Wake has some work to do.
Welcome back. Gavin Guidry just staying in the zone in between innings. Did not stop pacing the entire time. Did not sit, did not do anything. Talked to himself the entire time. Not all of it repeatable on national television, but the synopsis was, don't mess with me. Just over and over and over. Putting the miles in.
He likes being in front of 20,000 people. There's a swagger to him.
Oh, whoa!
Hey, Eddie. But he throws a slider rider. Hey.
There we go.
Why not? A little off time?
Hold on, I'm doing some push-ups.
Rip out 25 real quick.
Real ones, too. 0-2. That is caught in the air. Yes, it was. Then it is out. Morgan catches everything over there at first. We got two really, really good first basemen in this game.
Yeah, it's a display that both of them are putting up on all phases of the game. You want ground balls, they can do those. Line drives, they can do that as well. Pop-ups, yep. And they can rake.
One out in the 8th.
1-1.
Oh, my. Wow. That was a good pitch.
Oh.
That's some serious vertical break right there, and should be 0-2.
Man.
Pearson's coming in. He's under it, and he makes the play. You hear Corona as he exited the batter's box in a 2-0 count, frustrated with himself, and they are now 2 down in the 8th inning. So how's that conversation going, Kyle, with Guidry, you know, off season, with his desire to continue to play the infield? Yes,
great.
We're going to encourage it, but you do realize how great you are at this part of the game?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to pitch for sure, but why not give him a chance to play the infield too?
Should be their everyday shortstop next year.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson's definitely going to get drafted pretty high. You would think he's not there next year. So trying to think, who's the last middle infielder that has also come into close? It has happened.
Generally outfielders, right?
No, or catchers. Buster Posey used to go for Florida State.
Ouch, right back off the middle. It is kicked. And there is no play.
Thought Trey Morgan should have stayed at first, but Lee smelled that hit right there. You want to know who was a pretty darn good shortstop and did that? Went to Stetson.
DeGrom?
That's right.
Here's Houston. High strike is where he's been living. LSU is 4 outs away from a Skeens game to get to the men's finals against Lauder.
Skeens Lauder on a Thursday night. Decent matchup.
And as we've said, the Gators love it. And this one is down in center field. And now you bring the tying run to the plate. It's going to be Tommy Hawk. Merrick Houston delivers a hit. So back-to-back hits by the 8 and 9 hitters for Wake Forest.
What that does, it guarantees that both Kurtz and Wilkin are going to hit at least one more time in this game. Been quiet tonight for Kurtz and Wilkin. Combined 0 for 5. They have walked 3 times.
But this guy right here has not been quiet after the first strikeout in the first inning. 3 base hits. All up the middle.
There's some loosening in the LSU bullpen. Thatcher Hurd and Riley Cooper, both who have just pitched in the last couple of days. And again, the security blanket of a Skeens is another factor that goes into some of this. And it looks like they are going to take Guidry out and bring in the big fella. Here comes Riley Cooper. 40 pitches on Tuesday and ready to go again. Tigers lead at 5-2. They've gotten some great pitching relief from Herring and then Guidry. Now they turn it over to Riley Cooper, who again threw 40 on Tuesday. He's got 2 saves for LSU here at the World Series. Those are his first 2 saves of the year.
See how much the left-hander has left. LSU's got to figure out a way to get 4 more outs before Wake scores 3 runs. Guidry got him a few. Herring got him a ton. Now they go back to the left-hander Riley Cooper. I think some of this too was the way the Tommy Hawk's approach has been tonight. You would much rather it be left on left right now, just make it a little bit tougher for him. But he is wore out the middle of the field.
It's not for lack of opportunities for Wake Forest here in the late innings. But every time they've had this, the LSU pitchers come through. Here's the first one. And that's ball 1 to Tommy Hawk. Left on left. And terrific back to ball skills. Been on 3 times, struck out his first time up.
Ooh. That got him with the follow through. Got him bad.
Rarely see catchers rub it, but this one just was clean on the back of the left hand.
Watch the bat come around. Ooh, it's right on top of the hand.
Right at the third baseman, and White snared it. Tommy White stuck that glove out, and he stuck the landing. A huge play by the third baseman.
Placement. Got to be at the right place at the right time, and Tommy White was. Look what I found. Big play on defense for LSU.
There's the difference maker, Cade Beloso. LSU's got a 5-2 lead. Tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Exit stage right for the Bambino, the big fella.
Change up in the zone. What a difference. And we heard earlier, should I have walked him or not after it was 2-0.
Outside.
Hindsight, 50-50.
What is hindsight?
I don't know.
Hindsight 50-50?
Today it is.
I never. That is some incredible hindsight you have.
Write that down.
Write it down. Put it down.
Put it on a shirt.
Yep. Let me call Sully and see where he got his shirt made.
Hindsight is 50-50. Yogi Perez up here.
It's not 2020. It's 50-50. That's for sure. Thank you, ma'am. I'll have another. How about Beloso here, though? Another time on base. Have yourself a College World Series.
3 times tonight, 2 walks, the 3-run jack. You could share some of that sugar with Jordan Thompson. He's 0 for 3. And 1 for 16 here in Omaha. Sullivan throws one over the inside part of the plate to get ahead 0-1. Feeling very much like a Paul Skeens, Rhett Lauder showdown to see who plays Florida tomorrow night.
I will say this, though. Sullivan's given him a chance. Giving his offense a chance to come back, and LSU continues to put goose eggs up and trying to add here.
All 10.
2 balls and a strike. And this one to center field. Hawk is coming in, and it's an easy one for him. More coverage of the NCAA Men's College World Series and Kyle's favorite interactive brackets. You go to NCAA.com. It's your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Wake Forest trying to win its first championship since 1955. Had a couple of members of that 55 team here in Omaha for the week. Skip Bertman was here, of course. LSU, multiple titles under him. With the sense that he may come back.
Outside.
1-0. LSU's been the New York Yankees of college baseball. The last time they won the whole thing was 09, and like the Yankees, there are always massive expectations on the program. What would you say the difference is with Jay Johnson at the helm? What does he bring to the LSU program that you've maybe seen put in play in the last, year that he took over it now?
I mean, one, he's an incredible recruiter. I mean, he walked into a really good club.
Yeah, he did.
Jay
Almaneri deserves a lot of credit.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've got Dylan Cruz running around out in center field, that's a pretty good guy to start with. But you go get Tommy White and Paul Skeens out of the transfer portal. And that's a game changer. Both of them are. Jay has always been an avid recruiter. Nevada, Arizona, now obviously here at LSU.
That is the guy right there. Skeens likely to be the number 1, 2, or 3 pick in the draft. That's coming up on the 2-2. That's outside. 3 balls. Leads to 4, and that's a walk. So 2 walks in the inning. And Milazzo is due up, and this kid's been terrific. Bennett Lee was the hero the other night for Wake as a catcher. Tonight the catcher has been very good for LSU. Milazzo's got 2 hits.
And Hayden Travinski a little bit banged up. That's the only reason that Milazzo's playing.
Yeah.
He got to start last night, gets to start again tonight. If you get any offense out of Milazzo, that's a positive. He's an upgrade defensively. He's a very good defensive catcher, but he's reached base twice tonight. Comes up here with 2 on, and Corey Mascara will have a little discussion. Well, Milazzo gets a chance to go at it again.
LSU's throwing Paxton Kling out there as a pinch runner. And you do start to let the thoughts of the overall 1-seed curse start to creep in here. Wake Forest comes into Omaha with that distinction. And you go back all the way to '99, the last time that happened. Theories on the reasons why the #1 overall hasn't been able to finish the deal.
No, I mean, I think it's just kind of random luck to some extent. I mean, it's the last 2 years that 1-seed hadn't even got it. I think it just speaks to how hard it is to win this thing, regardless of wherever you are, because sometimes it's not necessarily the best team. In fact, rarely is. It's the hottest team. However, we're going to have 2 of the best teams in the country, regardless of whether LSU or Wake gets in there, now that the Gators are already double pinch runners.
Merrifield and Kling. Merrifield's at second. Beloso comes off. Great night for Cade Beloso.
You guys notice Will Ray in the bullpen with headphones on?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I did not notice.
I just took him off right now. He had him on.
I've said this all the time, man. Hindsight's 50-50. I mean, you look back
Superman.
at it again, and you know it'll be it.
Here's what I know right now. He's got his teeth into this thing like a dog does a bone, and he ain't letting go. he is not going to let go of the hindsight 50-50 call.
Got a text message from a buddy saying not even Superman has a 50-50 one.
Oh. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is like the Hilton series. Both of these teams stay in the same hotel. LSU and Wake Forest, and it's the one closest to the ballpark. And there it is. They'll do a terrific job. That's where the headquarters are for the ESPN crew as well. So it's going to be crowded another night. And tomorrow night, if this score holds. 1-2 to Milazzo. And he lifts one into right center field. That sends Hawk over there. Merrifield will tag from second. And he will get into third. Two down, and as you look ahead to the top of the 9th inning, Costello, Kurtz, Wilkin, that's 2, 3, 4. And LSU pitchers have done an amazing job tonight holding them in check. The 2 through 5 hitters tonight, in fact, for Wake Forest, 0 for 12, 5 strikeouts. Strike 1 to Josh Pearson.
Got to be careful left on left here. A lot more speed now in the bases. Try to steal a run one way or another. LSU could try anything right here.
And they are sending the runner home. Here's the throw, and he is nailed at home. Good call, Eddie. Nick Kurtz was all over it too as they went for the pick. Kurtz fired to Bennett Lee, who slapped the tag on Merrifield coming in from third.
Go for it, Kyle. Go for it.
You'll need hindsight.
Go for it, JP.
You can see ahead. You can see the future, and he did it right there. How about Kurtz at first base, too? Spidey does it. Now they need the bats. 2, 3, 4 coming up for Wake. Red Lauder would do the exact same thing. You will have 2 of the best arms in the country tomorrow night if this holds.
It'll be Costello, Kurtz, Wilkin against Cooper, looking for his 3rd save here at the World Series. And again, if you're just tuning in and you don't know who that guy is, Skeens, or have seen him pitch, it is an absolute another level of pitching at the collegiate level, and likely will be at the next one. The other night he threw 46 pitches over 100 miles an hour. His fastball velocity was 99.7.
Average.
The average.
He's the type of arm that if a major league team needed help tomorrow, he'd help them tomorrow.
If needed, Bryce Collins, Thatcher Hurd warming 3-2, and he fouled it straight back.
Go back to the LSU days of Ronnie Rance. Reminds me so much. Watching Cooper on the mound. Former LSU great.
3-2 again, and this one sky high. Heading over there is White. He's still going over, and neither he nor the shortstop Thompson are going to make a play. Nicole and Zubin Mehente. Nicole Briscoe, Zubin Mehente standing by. SportsCenter will follow us. Shohei, there's your two-way player on the mound against the Dodgers. A lot of long winning streaks on the line in baseball. Who kept theirs going? Hint, Reds. Interview with the NBA's next superstar. SportsCenter is next on ESPN. That's a big walk. All four. You can see it on ESPN and the app. So stand by for SportsCenter. Wake has got the leadoff man on. Riley Cooper found himself in a game against Tennessee. He was in a bases loaded jam, and in his mind he said after there was never a doubt he'd get out of it. Never a doubt. Strike one to Kurtz. Been a bit of an offensive nightmarish series. He's made great plays in the field. But 0 for 8 here in Omaha.
He doesn't stay quiet for too long. Kurtz, Wilkin. Kurtz at the plate now. Wilkin due up next, each with an OPS above 1,300 this year.
Outside.
Yes, sir. Great pitch from Cooper on the corner, and Kurtz frozen with a bat on his shoulder. Second time he struck out tonight.
That is big time right there, Eddie, because now even if Wilkin hits it in the seats, it's still a one-run LSU lead. Went to the breaking ball, framed up perfect by Milazzo. That's your first out of the ninth.
Too close to take, kid. Bottom line, takes him off. Hits the spot. Heck of a pitch.
Guidry had the big strikeout of Wilkin in the 7th inning with 2 men on. Then he got Justin Johnson, and that one hung up there a little long, and he waited on it but sent it to the seats down the first base line. Jay Johnson was pretty unshakable in his confidence in the guys in the bullpen. It was just a question of kind of lining them up and getting them into different roles. 0-2. And tonight the bullpen, Kyle and Eduardo, 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts. No runs in 7 innings against a really, really good offense. Called strike 3, top of the zone. He's been calling it all night, and Wilkin is down again.
Eddie, what do you got here?
Man, he's been calling it all night, but that ball was right at the letters. Usually call the ball. And I get it. It's been called all night.
On the ground, this could do it. White, and we will have a game tomorrow night. LSU's bullpen and Beloso beat Wake Forest and force what should be a most memorable must-win game tomorrow night.
I mean, the bullpen's kept it close, and LSU's bullpen knew how to hold on to a lead. They did a heck of a job of doing so. From the 3rd inning on, it was goose eggs throughout, and Cooper coming in to close it out. Yesterday, 40 pitches. Today comes back And it's all hands on deck tonight, as tomorrow the big boys are going to be on that bump.
Sure you want to go home?
Hey.
We got a pretty good baseball game tomorrow night.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
Paul Skeens, Rhett Lauder, buckle up, because tomorrow night is going to be outstanding.
Tonight was pretty outstanding for the LSU arms. Herring was outstanding and gave them length. Guidry, and then of course Cooper to close it. How about Ackenhausen and Herring the last 2 nights for LSU?
They're going to get their mill money today. I think they've earned it. 7 2/3 out of the bullpen, man. You win an elimination game when your starter goes less than 2 innings, because there's nothing after that from the rest of this bullpen.
They're trying to do what they did in 17 when they knocked off the #1 overall seed Oregon State. Beat them twice to get to the finals. They got a chance to do it again against Wake Forest.
Change-ups. Hanging change-ups at that by the Letters, and it was Beloso who this season came back from missing the entire season last year. They wanted his energy in the dugout, and his energy has been contagious rounding the bases.
Chris.
All right, Cade, before you got up there for the home run, Coach pulled everybody over, had a meeting with the hitters. So what was the approach?
Just get the ball at your thigh. He's throwing a lot of stuff in, bottom part of the zone to the dirt. And he's like, hey, man, just get something at your thigh, drive the runner in. And I was trying to hit a fly ball to center field and, got a hanging changeup and, just got to put a good swing on it.
What has your bullpen given you guys the last 2 days?
I mean, they're giving us chances to win. I mean, they're pitching their absolute best. And, I mean, they're doing so good. I'm so happy and so proud of them. And, they've done that all year. And, teams go through rough stretches, whatever you want to call it. And, they've really shown up, in this tournament. It's unbelievable to see. Let's
live in a world where we know that Paul Skeens is going to throw tomorrow. What is the confidence like when you have him out on the mound?
Yeah, we love when Skeens pitches. And I don't know if he's going tomorrow, but, if he is, that'd be good for us.
I appreciate it. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.